Hello, hello, it's Angela with Dogwood Paper Arts, and today we are going to work on another one-sheet wonder. Now, Amy, I was telling you that a lot of times, or sometimes, I would make a prototype, and this time I did because I was trying to make something easy, the one-sheet wonder, and I wanted to just use a few papers that I had. So, normally I wouldn't pick a single-sided. Normally I would pick a double-sided, which I've done for this next one. And yeah, and then I use the 12 by 12. The inside pockets are the other half of the 12 by 12. But I use scrap paper from a 5 by 7 pad that I have for something that I'm trying to use up, and this was from another just scrap piece of paper. So I did make my tags and stuff from other things, but not the pockets. And then I just had these extra little stripes, so I just stuck them in there. This one does have only 4 sheets of paper, so that's 8 16 sides that you can write on. And then I have magnets in here. They're very weak magnets. So on this one I'll use a little stronger magnet. So let's get right to it and cut this down to 12 by 12. And we may end up putting this on the inside and this on the outside. We'll see. It's kind of awkward because the way it cuts right through the middle of the butterfly and part of the flower. Oh, I guess it cuts at the base of the butterfly. So we're okay there. Okay. Now we're going to bring up our scoreboard. And this first one, this one, we are going to, we could score this one, but it's going to put this in an awkward place on the front cover, because it would be at about 5 inches. Yeah, it would put it in a really awkward place. So we're going to use this one. Pick the side you want to be your front. I want this to be my front, so I'm going to flip it over this way. No, I'm going to leave it this way. No, I'm not. How am I going to do this? I'm not. That has to be the other side. So it has to be this way. Because if I go this way, it'll be upside down. So let's see. Yep, that's right. Okay. This is going to be our front. So now we flip it upside down because we want this to be our front. If I try to make that my front, it'll be upside down. Okay? And we're going to score this at 5 inches. And then we're going to score it at 5 1/8. So it's just a small little increment. 5 1/8. So 5 inches and 5 1/8. Okay, and now I'm going to fold these over, and I want to go ahead and ink those in so that you can see what I've done. What has she done? Nothing. She's done nothing. She's not at fault. Whatever it is, she didn't do it. There it is. Oh, I did do that. Okay, let's put in the next one. You want it to be even along the top and the bottom, as even as you can get it. Of course, we want it even, because otherwise we keep looking at it thinking, how did I get off of that? And I'll ink that one in for you. There you go. Okay. So that leaves us a little tiny place for our little 8-page notebook. right there. Very nice. I like it. And so if I fold this, let this just flop over and back this up against the edge, I can see that I could go ahead and score this at 5 1/4 inches. And then this piece will, 5 1/4, and then 5 3/8. 3/8 is between the 1/4 and the 1/2. 5 1/4. This leaves a little bit of space here. 5 1/4. That's Luigi. He's saying, "Mommy, where are you? Luigi, kitty, 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 kitty." And then 3/8. That gives us our other 1/4. Okay. So let's fold that over. I'm going to take the furthest one away from me first and get that fold in. He did that last night. We got home late. We went out, had dinner with a couple of our sons and their wives and all the kids and grandkids, and our grandson was home from, he's in the military, so he was home on leave. And he was getting ready to head back today. So we wanted to get together with him and say hello, of course. See how he's doing, and it's so good to see him. He's just such a wonderful person. Okay, so now we have our nice little 1/8 of an inch fold there and there. Now, if this was going to be super thick on this side, we would make this one like a 1/4 and this one an 1/8, because it would get smaller on this end from the folded paper. But since it's only a few sheets of paper, we don't have to worry about giving it that extra little bit of space on this end. Or, I'm sorry, we would do the 1/8 of an inch here and a 1/4 of an inch over here, so that this would fold over properly and close. That's what I mean. I'm steering you in the wrong direction. But now, let's steer ourselves right. Okay. I want to curve these right here. I didn't on this one, but I want to do it here, because I think it looks neater and it doesn't stick up like this all the time. So 1/2 inch curve there and there, and then let's look at that. Yes, I like that. Now we could do the same here, but I don't think we really need to right here. Okay. So let's go back to the inside here, and I want to go ahead and just sketch these little lines in for you so you can see what I'm doing. So you can see where I'm playing around with those lines. See? Now, I did a prototype on this one, like I said, and Amy, I probably will edit this one and fast forward through putting the journal in, or perhaps I won't even record installing the paper, just because it's fussy, and it just takes time that you probably don't need me to take up your time doing. So there is that. I might edit that part out, or I might just film this in a couple parts and take pieces out. Ooh, my ink seems to be drying up on me. Okay, there we go. Now you can see what I have. Okay, so our first thing is going to be our little pocket right over here. And let's flip this over this way. I think we want our pocket to go this way. And I think probably, let's see, halfway would be 3 inches. I don't think I want a 3-inch pocket. I think I want maybe a 2.5-inch pocket here. Okay, so 2.5 inches. That would put us right about, let's see, 1, 2, 2.5. Well, let's do it this way. Or we can do it right on our trimmer. 2.5 inches. But I don't want to trim it all the way over. Okay, so to avoid going all the way over, trimming off the whole thing, I'm going to show a line right here so that I know it's as far as I can cut. And then 2.5 inches. 2.5 right there. I'm going to put that down there. And it looks like if I go to the 3 by 5 line, which is right here, there's the 5, because this is a 3 by 5 right here. So that should line up with the 5, and it does. So I go 2.5. And I bring this down to the 5-inch line, lining it up with this on top of my on top of this doodad, right there. Because I'm trying to use all of my paper, right? Okay, now I know that this pocket here is going to go above it. So I can go ahead and cut that all the way down at 5 inches. There we go. So now we have our 2 pieces. So let's take this one. Oh, I cut it further than 5. Oh, shame on me. That's okay, we're going to fold it in anyway. We're going to fold it under and make a better pocket. Now, I'm only going to fold it under a little bit, about 1/4 of an inch maybe, 1/8 to 1/4 on each side, because I like my pockets to have just a little bit of space in them. And I love the look of the extra around the edge. Okay, so let's glue that down. Scissor. Well, I need a scissor. I just like to trim those corners so that they're not immediately in the way or sticking out where I glue. Oh, don't forget, I'm going to measure this between 2 equal points. And it's going to be the middle right there. And that is where I'm going to put my thumb notch and do my inking. So how is everybody? I want to say hi and hugs to all of you, and wow, welcome new subscribers. Yeah, YouTube just reinvented my numbers, so I'm doing pretty good. So got to get to that 2,000 people mark though, not for any reason, just for fun. Yeah, I'd love to I'd love to be one of those really good ones. Man. Oh, I got a friend. Oh, yuck. I don't like friends like that. That was a big old ant. I got to call somebody today to come out and start spraying, because I'm done with ants. I did them last year. I'm trying to be, good about not killing the extra bugs and stuff, but nah, I'm done. The ants have got to go. Okay, so here we go. Here is our first pocket on the inside. Yep, I do not like the ants. So, icky, icky, icky. Okay, so now we have this to put a pocket up here. So, we will leave a little bit of a space between these two. And I will have to clip it off. Do we want it to be about the same width? Length? I think so. So we're going to clip it off right there. And that is trimming off, about 3/4 of an inch, I think. Yeah, no, not quite 3/4. 5/8. You measure it against your paper, not to my measurements, because our measurements will be different. Save that. It's a pretty piece. Okay. So now I'm going to do the inside scoring, or the scoring, the 1/4 inch, just 1/4 inch on each side, or 1/2 inch, or 1/4 inch or 1/8 of an inch, whatever you want to use. There we go. Okay, and find your center point. So you put it between two equal lines, and then count to the middle. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's right. There's your center. Give this a little pinch with the thumb notcher. And then give it some ink, if you like to ink them. This paper looks really good inked up, because it has like staining on it and stuff. And so when you ink it, it looks like it's got all these beautiful, even more beautiful staining on it. I like to clip these off so they're not sticking out or creating an excess of bulk right there on the corners. Just easier for me. Okay, so right here. Now you can put the bottom fold on it too if you want. Instead of cutting that piece off, you could come through and fold it under. I don't find it necessary to do that for something this small. Oops. There. Pretty, huh? Now, where did that cute little piece go? Look at this. We can put that on there as a belly band. right there. That would be kind of cool. So hang on to that. We might need it. Okay, so coming over here now. We have from there to here to make pockets. So let's cut this piece. Let's see. Yeah, let's cut it right about here. We'll leave it some space. And we'll cut that one down. Okay. There we go. We have an extra piece there. And now we're going to figure out where the center of this is. One, two and a half. Right there is the centerpiece. Right there. Okay. So now we will see if I measured right. Yes, I did. And now we're going to fold those bits under a little bit. First I'm going to clip the bottom of this off a little bit, because they're just a little bit too tall, you see. They go clear from the top to the bottom, and we want them to have just a little bit of space up here. So I think right there, and that'll leave room for the tag. Or let's come down a little further. Let's come down just a little bit more. Let's give it a little more space for the tag to stick out. Save those, we might need them. I'm just going to eyeball center here. Going to eyeball central. I don't know if I made it or not. Okay. And now, like I said, I like to go ahead and give these 1/4 of an inch or so. Oh, this one is so different. That one has all the weird lines on it. Coming over here, and I'm just going to go 1/4 of an inch here. I'm going to flip it over, and 1/4 of an inch on this side. Now you could do like an 1/8 if you want. These make pretty small pockets there, don't they? So maybe to make them different, I'll just do an 1/8 on this one. An 1/8 is pretty small. I'm going to do the 1/4. You could do one big pocket here if you want. That would be cool too. Then you'd have all kinds of room, wouldn't you? Give your things a score. Yeah, we could have taken up some more space there. That would have been okay. But I think I like it. So let's ink these guys up. So you could make them larger. One big pocket might be really nice, and it would be an even quicker one sheet wonder. And if you wanted to add 2 sheet wonders, 2 sheet wonderful, you could do flaps and stuff. Ooh, that'd be fun. Trim, trim, trim the garbage out of the way. Excuse me. Excuse me. My darling. You really don't have to put this all the way to the edge of your the outer edge. If you leave it some space, it's actually better for it, because then it opens and closes properly. Okay, I'm going down towards the bottom. I'm leaving space at the top for my tags. Okay. Now you could put this pocket right there, or go ahead and separate the two. And say, oops, I tore my flower in half. No, I'm going to separate the two. Ah, Tammy, I saw you got snow up in Seattle. Man. Here we are on the same side of the planet. Just, you know, several hours apart. What about 5-hour drive apart. And we're not getting any snow down here. Man. We had sleet in the snow the other day. I should have brought this down just a little bit more. I should have made a mark there, but I didn't. Okay, this leaves us an extra piece. So far, so good. We can use that on the inside here for our magnets. So let's apply our magnets. And I don't want the fat magnets, really, the thick fat ones. I used these little tiny ones on the last piece. And I'm going to use these flattish ones again. But I'm going to use, I'm just going to peel off 2. I'm going to put them right there. Move my scissors, move everything else that's metal out of the way. And I'm going to take 2 more. Oh, I'm going to put those back in there. And put them over there. Whew. Okay. These have a plus and minus on them. I don't really worry too much about it. The only thing I know is that if I peel this off and stick it here, it's going to stick down. See? And this has the same line on it, so I'm going to do it over here. I'm going to apply a little bit of glue. Like so. Going to put it right there. Going to leave it some space. Yep, it's going to work perfect. I'm going to peel this one off. Going to give it a little bit of glue. Not much. I'm going to try to make it fairly even with that one. No, that's not it. Got to come down. You can make dots. And then this, for me, is the trick to doing this so that it works nice. Is I take these little dots and I give it a couple. See? put some over here. Whoops. There's one. There's two. Okay. So now I'm going to make sure I have this piece where I want it. You can use your scoreboard to help you block it up if you want. And then I'm just going to fold this over. I'm going to press those two magnets down. And I'm going to... I'm going to... Oh, they're strong ones. I'm going to peel those two apart. There we go. Whew. I did not like that. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now I'm going to take this little piece that we have here and we're going to put it on here. We'll glue it down and then we'll trim it. And then we'll find another piece for over here, okay? And it might have to be a piece of scrap paper. So we're going to come to the inside here. A lot of times I will tape these down so that they don't move. And that does help, using the double-sided tape on them. Okay. Oh. Well, I didn't do it, but I should have inked that up. Okay, it looks like it's going to come just to the inside of that, so that's okay. That's where you have to kind of work around those magnets a little bit. And that's why I put glue on the magnets. A lot of times it is good to put glue right around the magnets because it softens the paper and allows you to get your magnets held down good. Oh boy, that really clamped shut on that. So that's good. That's what we want. Now we do need to find, because we've used up most of our paper, we need to find something to cover these guys. And we're out of paper, so these are going to end up being too thin, as you can see. So we need to put something here. Now I do have some more of this paper. And I think that this piece would look really nice there. So I think that we'll use that. The other one might be, this piece might be really good there. Or perhaps in there. Or perhaps we switch it up and we use that color. Oh yeah, I think I like that. I think I would like that a lot. Okay, so I want it to be about the same size as this other one. So I'm just going to measure against that. And make a pencil line. And then I'll trim that off. So just a piece of scrap paper, and that's all this is. It's just scrap paper now, because I went to fold it and did it all wrong. That was my first attempt at a video today. Didn't go so well. Oh, hang on. Okay, I'm back. That was my husband. They got done early with what they were doing today, so I went ahead and put this down, and I inked around it. So let's see how it's going to look. Oh, that's not bad. It came across okay. I could have done it just a little bit smaller, taking into consideration this, but I really wanted to be sure it covered those magnets good. So I don't really mind that little piece showing there. Yeah, that's okay with me. Okay, so there is the inside and the outside. Now I need 4 pieces of paper. 1, 2, 3, 4. And all I did was I folded them in half because I was making this the fast way. And I went like this, and I was like, oh yeah, okay, so I want to cut it right here. And perhaps right about here. Then I got my little trimmer out. And I said, little trimmer, I'm going to put you to work. I think we'll trim this way first, because then it makes it shorter for it to trim the other way. We have that for another little book. And then we have this little bit trimmed off for words. We can put words on there. Ta-da! Now we've got our 16-page journal in there. Notebook. Right there. Let's decorate the front cover. Let's see what do I have in here? Oh, I have a nice castle. Let's see how that would look. That would look okay. Castle would be very pretty on there. Medieval rose, and look, we got some little roses growing there. And then we could put the rose window on the back. Look at that. So maybe we would center that. And then if we would want to dress it up a little more, we would make another piece of paper to go behind it that maybe is red or black or green, or I don't know, we have this junk piece here. It could even be that to bring it out a little bit. Yeah, not that. No, that wouldn't be it. Let's see. Where's my little 5x7 pad? Hang on, let me grab it. This is one I've been using. Pockets full of posies. There's nothing red or green in there. These are all pretty bold, so that won't work. Oh my. Yeah, that goes there. What do I have here? Have something green in there. Let's look at this one. Oh, this is pretty, isn't it? Oh, pretty, pretty. Ooh, I kind of like that. Kind of like that. So we could kind of use that. Oh, no, it's not bold enough for that, is it? It needs to be a little bolder. Maybe this would work. That kind of blends a little bit better, doesn't it? But I don't really like it. Okay, let's come back to here. I think we'll just use this. I don't know, I'm having a hard time with it. Oh, there might be something there. Here we go. This is kind of glossy paper. I really don't like glossy paper. So, it's not my jam, as Carol would say. Tammy, or Carol and Tammy both. Okay, let's try that. I like the brown a lot better than anything else I chose over there. So I'll go ahead and darken up this white part that's going to show. Might have to trim the bottom off a little bit. Yep, I do. Where does this go to? Okay. So right about there. We'll trim that. Just that tiny little bit. Even that would be pretty, wouldn't it, with the roses? But, oh yeah, it does. It looks very pretty with the rose. But this looks more what I want. Just going to center that as best as I can. And now I'm going to put this one on. That'll work. center that as best as I can. Okay, now we'll come back to the front, and I think we'll do the same thing if we have two of those. There it is. So we'll go there and here, and right about here, I guess. So even on your 12 by 12 wonders, you sometimes have to wonder what you're doing. Because you got to figure it out still. But, yeah. And they do take a little bit of time. Unfortunately, you know. They're not always as fast as you want them to be. Now, had I had cut all this stuff out prior, think how much time I would have saved. Wow. I would have saved a whole lot of time. So you can do things faster by thinking about everything you're going to use in the project. But a lot of times I do projects on the, you know, just off the cuff is how I do them. And so it's harder for me to plan it. And part of this is going to go into there. That's okay. I can do that. So I'm going to center that. Excuse me. And now I'm going to center this one. Like so. And because this video is so ultra long right now, I'll bring this back tomorrow and show it to you all finished up and go over it with you of what I did. Because I still want to put something on the spine. I'm thinking I'll put some little jewels along here because it's a castle after all. There's got to be some jewels. So I think we'll add some jewels. And then I need to sew this in, and I need to add things to the pockets. Okay? And I think if I keep you here, you're just going to leave anyway. So I might as well let you go and let you get back to whatever you're doing. And then I can finish it tomorrow. Sound pretty good? All right, we'll see you tomorrow, and we'll finish this up. Thanks for joining me today. I hope that you'll give this a thumbs up. Become a subscriber if you're not. I'd sure love it. And help me get to that 2,000 people mark. And, yeah. See y'all tomorrow. Bye. Big hugs all.